tractor. Oh, different.
Oh, I was thinking Bentley or Rolls Royce. Was I wrong?
Meet the Fockers.
Oh, I'm very worried for Thomas. He's very nervous, and their reception with Ross seems very awkward and very tense. I hope they're able to relax, and hopefully they'll work out. With Ella and Nathaniel, I think they're the drama couple this season. I think they're going to be the toxic couple this season. So I can't wait for the train to go off the rails and just see things fall apart because I think they're too good to be true. But anyway, I digress. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight UK, Season 8, Episode 2. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs. Oh, I'm very nervous for Arthur. I'm very nervous. But anyway, so we find out Laura and Arthur are going to Mexico, and Jay and Luke are going to Granada, which I think will be amazing. I think it's the best destinations that they could give them. I think Laura would have preferred somewhere more posher, but the problem is Arthur is not like that. So they had to look for something that both parties could enjoy. With Jay and Luke, I think they would have enjoyed anywhere they went. I think they would have had a great time. So we'll see how the honeymoons play out. So then we're on to our next couple. It's Roz and Thomas. What do I think of Roz? I at first I was like, oh my gosh, she's a bit too much. She's too quirky. She's too talkative. I think maybe it was more anxiety. Maybe she was trying to cover up for her anxiety. She's got a couple of sisters. She grew up on a farm, and she's a florist. And so everybody around her is getting married, and she was in a long-term relationship, which the guy just decided to end things after 4 years. And I understand people giving up on looking for a partner and deciding to join the experiment because of that. Because I think this was the same situation with Luke, because his partner broke up with him, and then I think he had given up on love and he suddenly decided to give it another go round. At the moment, with the other couples that we're seeing, I think at first I was worried for Thomas, but I think he's the best person for Ross. I think it makes sense because he was in a committed relationship as well, and then it broke up, but the girl used to pick on him, and he's got a lot of insecurities. So it's nice to see that hopefully with how outgoing Ross is, that will sort of bring him out of his shell and bring down his walls. I think this could go either way. It could either go very well or it could go very bad, in the sense that Thomas might become fed up because maybe Rose is a bit too much for him. Or it could be she might bring him out of his shell and she might actually open up a side of him that he didn't know existed. They both love animals. They both grew up on a farm. When I first saw Thomas, I was like, oh my God, he's a bit of a posh boy. He's the type of guy that Laura was looking for. But I think he's better off with Ross than he would have been with Laura. Laura would have eaten him alive. Although I have a feeling as soon as she hears him talk, she's going to be interested. So I am worried about that. Next up is Ella and Nathaniel. What do I think? I think they're the train wreck couple. Married at First Sight always likes to do this. They always like to bring a controversial couple. Not in the sense of their sexuality, but I think there's going to be a lot of drama like the gay couple last year. Because Ella was born a boy and she transitioned to become Ella. And apparently, obviously, there was some sort of friction in the family when she came out, but I think the family has since settled down. She lives with her grandma and she looks after her grandma, and they seem to have accepted the transition. And so she says she's had issues with people not wanting to sort of be open with the idea that they're dating a trans woman. So this is why I think she's decided to enter the experiment. With Nathaniel, he says he is pansexual, so he dates anyone. He just is after a specific person. He's not after somebody's sex. Apparently, his mom died when he was a child, so he his friends are his sort of family. His family that you inherit, not the family you're born in. And so I think Nathaniel seems quite calm and quite easygoing, but I don't know how well he's going to cope with Ella, because Ella seems a bit too much. So I don't know, that I could be wrong, but I think there's going to be a lot of friction. I think there's going to be a lot of sort of adjustments being made in order for them to function as a couple. Do I see them succeeding? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, they go to tell their family that they're getting married, and you always have one family member who doesn't like the idea of the experiment, and this time it was Thomas's mom. You could tell she really wanted to say a lot, but she was trying to be diplomatic because they were on camera. All she said is, "You're an idiot." But I think once the camera went, she turned the skies blue with swearing. I think she told him anything and everything. But I don't know. I don't know. With Ross's family, they just took it for what it is, that she's someone who's very awkward and quirky. So, what can they do? They have to accept her for the way she is. So we'll see how the weddings go. We'll see how everybody behaves at the weddings. It's going to be interesting to watch. So, first to get married is Roz and Thomas. Oh my God. It was nice to see them with their families getting ready for the wedding. Everything seemed calm, although they're both very anxious, obviously, because they're marrying a stranger. And then when they got to the church, I don't know. I think it's one of Thomas's friends or his brother. I don't know who the guy is. He's very sarcastic in the sense that Roz came in a tractor. I was also surprised that she came in a tractor, but hey, to each their own. And the way it was, I thought it was going to be a Bentley or a Rolls Royce, and she turns up in a tractor. Oh, and the mum is mocking it, and it's just like, oh my God. Even the bride's family were just laughing because they couldn't understand, I think, why she came in the tractor. I think she was trying to push the boat to see how out there he would be, and I think they are going to work. I have a feeling they're going to work in the sense that it seems that given everything that Thomas has been through and how sort of he's been razzed all most of his life in his relationships or in his family, I think it will be nice for him to get someone who's loving, caring, compassionate, empathetic, someone who's patient with him. I think she will be surprised, Ross, if she opens herself to getting to know him. Although she was saying that she's a bit concerned because she can't quite read Thomas, and even her friend, who she said is the one who always tells her whether a guy is great or not, they were both unsure. And because they are both unsure, this is now making Thomas anxious because obviously he's got this big insecurity where people don't like him or don't find him attractive, and now he's worried that maybe Ross doesn't feel the same. And I think they're actually going to be a great couple. I think if they allow each other time to get to know one another and they allow each other time to grow, it will be surprising. They will be surprised with the partner they have. Most people that go into marriage at first sight with the intention of actually getting married actually do find their life partner. We've got people like in the US, we've got Shanice and Jeffy, we've got Ashley and Anthony, we've even got Jamie and Doug. They were the first couple to get married, and they've been married for years and are very successful. So as long as Ross and Thomas are really in it for the right reason, then I think they will actually work. They do have what it takes to be a successful couple. Next up is Nathaniel and Ella. Nathaniel and Ella, I think, are going to be the train wreck couple, as I've said. Yes, they liked each other very much on sight. I think at times with couples on Marriage at First Sight, when they appear too be good to be true, they are normally the train wreck couple, and they are normally the couple that suddenly things fall apart and they never come back. They were both impressed with one another. They seemed happy about that. And their vows were short and sweet, which was cute. And then they went off to the reception. Obviously, on the kiss, they kissed on the lips, unlike Ross and Thomas, who kissed on the cheek. So once they got married, both couples went to their reception, and the receptions were totally different from the receptions yesterday. So I don't know. It was just a bit awkward, and um I think it took Ross's speaking to Thomas's friends to sort of calm her down because she was very nervous. He was very nervous. Even when they were taking pictures, he nearly dropped her because she was very anxious and she wouldn't trust him to sort of hold her up because they were both very tense. But once they had their pictures taken and sort of Ross had this conversation with the friends, they seemed more at ease. They went outside, they had a conversation, and they sort of joked about the idea that their previous partners didn't want them, so they're hoping that they both like each other. And I think they'll be good for one another. I really do. I think they're both patient enough to sort of make it work, but I think it's going to need a lot of time and a lot of input from the experts in order for them to succeed. So their reception was a bit tense, but it relaxed a bit once I think Ross understood where Thomas was coming from because she couldn't understand why he was being so tense, but he was worried that she was judging him and she was critiquing everything about him as his previous partner. So I have high hopes for them. With Ella and Nathaniel. I think they're too good to be true. I think they're too good to be true. I think they're going to be the dramatic couple because Nathaniel sort of had a conversation with Ella's grandma, which was something that was very important to Ella because Ella looks after her grandma, and he was very at ease and very comfortable with that. So that was sweet. She did sort of come out and tell him that she was trans, and he was very accepting of that because he says he prefers what's on the inside and not what's on the outside. So I don't know. They're going to be a trainer couple. I'm surprised in this episode we didn't see any sort of I'm surprised in this episode we didn't see any best man or maid of honor speeches, but then hey, it is what it is. But it was totally different scenario from the weddings yesterday, and I think this is why they edit on the second day. But we'll see how it plays out. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye everyone.